how to create a pixel icon. So a lot of you are familiar with pixel art, and if we just search pixel art, you're going to see things that remind you a lot of video games. Essentially, everything that you see here is made with a grid of many dots, like what you would do on graphing paper. And so the way we're going to do is we're going to set up a document that lets you draw in single pixels rather than taking those hundreds and thousands of pixels that photographs have. We're going to make a document that only measures very few pixels so that we can individually color in every little square of an image. So one of the things I'm going to do is make a new document, and I'm going to leave it as pixels. I'm not choosing inches this time because I only want to measure in those dots. So I am going to choose 32 pixels by 32 pixels. And these DPI, I'm actually going to leave it at 72 because I don't need this to be printable. I can always resize it later. But we're going to end up with a very, very, very tiny little icon, and later we can resize it. So I'll show you how to do all that. So make sure that you got 32 by 32, leave the 72 alone, and let's click create. So you'll notice first of all that you have a very tiny little canvas to work on. That's because, again, we're working with very, very tiny pixels. So we need to zoom in. We can do Command plus or use a trackpad to zoom in, or ultimately you can also do Command or Control 0, and that will let you to zoom in at full screen. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to paint here. Let's look at the brush tool on the left. The brush tool also has a pencil tool. The brush tool tends to be very soft on the edges, and if you just click and drag, you're going to notice that you have those little soft edges. Also notice that the brush is very thick, so remember you can go to the top left up here, bring up that size and lower it to 1 pixel if you only want to paint with 1 pixel at a time. So if I click and drag, it draws lines. Now notice again, they're soft on the edges. That's because we're using the brush. So if I want a single pixel, I use the pencil tool. I click and hold down the brush tool and choose the pencil tool. And again, I make sure I'm painting with 1 size pixels, and that hardness 100%. And now if I just click, each square paints only that square. If I want to erase, I don't want you to use the erase unless you want it to be transparent, because the eraser will actually not just erase the pixel, it'll erase the white pixels. These are actually white color pixels too. So if I erase the white pixels, it makes it transparent. What you should do to make it back to white is to switch to white and paint with white. So I'm going to use the pencil tool and switch between white and whatever color I want to paint in order to erase. So if I make a mistake, I can erase. So now let me draw just a quick little thing. Maybe I'll draw a little cat. You have to work slow when you do these things, and you have to take your time with it, because rushing it makes things look sloppy. Of course, maybe if I do a cat, maybe I want something that's a little, a different color that will work for me. So maybe I'll choose orange, and then I can, well, that's not orange, that's yellow. Let's go with a little bit more, orange. There we go. All right, so maybe we make like a little tabby cat, and we'll do the ears. And so you can draw inspiration from pre-made art, but I'd like you to come up with your own icon, something that represents something about yourself, something you like, something you enjoy doing, something just that represents you. Okay, so this is going to be the ears, and you can change colors. You can use different colors for different levels. So maybe a little darker, and then I'll shade it in a little bit here, shade it in over here. Maybe the inside could be another level. And let me teach you another tool. If you have a whole area of a single color and you want to change all of it, I could just sit here and start drawing and filling every square. But it's actually another tool that will be much more helpful, and that is the paint bucket tool. If I click and hold down this icon here for the gradient, you'll see underneath another tool called the paint bucket tool. And the paint bucket tool, what it lets you do is it lets you fill an entire area that has one single color with another color. So let me choose another value, maybe like a lighter orange, and then I'm gonna use the bucket tool and click on this area. And notice how everything got filled with that color. You do have to be careful because sometimes if you have like a little hole, like an opening, and then you use that paint bucket tool, what do you think is going to happen when I click here? Remember, everything that has that color continues to fill that color, so all of it will become filled up, and we don't want that. So I'm going to undo, and I first need to make sure that there are no leaks, there are no holes. I might actually also maybe make this symmetrical, so I'm going to switch to white and maybe even this out so it looks a little more symmetrical, right? I do want, yeah. If you want to borrow a color, there's also this tool called the eyedropper, and what it lets you do is just click on a color that you want to copy, and it grabs that color and then switch back to the pencil, so that way you know you have exactly the same color, right? So if I look in here, I'm going to just erase some of these so that it looks as symmetrical as possible as the other one, and maybe paint a line here and erase here. So you know it's a little bit off, but I'm not asking for it to be symmetrical. I just want to make sure that you have an icon that you like to draw, and something that represents you. So let's say that's a cat. That's the head of the cat. And again, I'm going to use my paint bucket tool maybe to fill it with a very, very light yellow so that I can see a little more inside, right? Now I'm going to just draw the eyes with a darker orange or maybe almost brown. So I'll bring this down to something darker, and then I can make like the little eyes. And notice if you want symmetry, just copy what's on the left on the right, right? So that it looks the same on both sides. A little cat has usually a nose like that, and they have whiskers. So I'll put little whiskers here, right? And I mean, I could be done at this point. If this is the icon I like, if I don't want to do anything else, I can give it a little chin maybe. I can go ahead and add my name to it. So I'm going to double click the title. I'll put Mr. Prince Pixel Icon. And I'm going to click OK. Now, if I were to save this right now, I want you to remember, this is a pixel size icon. So the true size of this, if you really, really go down to the pixel size, is going to be something almost like this, super tiny, almost and very hard to see. So we can always make something big, small, but when you resize something like this later in another program, you're likely to have the lines sort of made blurry by a program. So we are going to resize this to something a little larger. So pay attention to this last step. You want to go to the image size, and you want to multiply this maybe about 3 times. We're going to make it 512 and 512, so that every pixel is now, each single pixel is going to be 3 times larger. So for every pixel, there's going to be 32 pixels. And then you're going to change this bilinear to nearest neighbor. This is the algorithm that preserves that rough boxy look, the pixelated look. So I'm going to leave that alone. So everything else I leave alone. 512, 512, leave this at 72, but make sure you choose nearest neighbor. And I click OK. And now, whoa, what happened? Everything's got zoomed in, right? Notice that you still have the same look when I zoom out. But when I zoom in, what used to be a single pixel, now you notice every single pixel is now, I think, 16 pixels, not 32, but it's a multiple depending on how many times you magnify it. So here's my icon. Now, you can erase the background if you want. And at this point, if I get my eraser, I could sit here and just erase all of those pixels. There's other ways to erase the background. And the reason you would do that is that if you copy this icon and you want to paste it on something, You don't want those white pixels to box in your icon, so you could erase the background if you want. And then we download it. So now it's time to save it. I want you to go File, and this time instead of Photoshop, unless you're doing anything, any filters or layers or something, you just want to say export it. You want to export it as a PNG or JPEG. I'm going to choose PNG, and the quality at 100%. Everything else is good, so save. And it'll download it to your computer. It'll probably put it on your downloads folder, or it may ask you if you want to save it somewhere and choose your home folder. And that is how you make an icon.